Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and Caleb's back.
I am back.
I told y'all guys that Caleb was taking care of a few issues. No, we didn't fire him, if that's what some people thought. We were really happy to actually have Caleb around all the time. But he had a part of his body that no longer needed to be in his body, so you now are a human being without a gallbladder.
Indeed. When I had it taken out, the surgeon said that it was so full that I couldn't fit any more in.
So yeah, there was enough gravel in there to pave your driveway.
Yeah.
Which is not what you want in your gallbladder. So out it had to go.
It had to go.
And they said everything else looked pretty good.
Yeah, everything looked great. I'm actually going to retest all my levels because the reason I got that surgery and they checked for gallstones was a lot of my levels looked like I was eating like a toddler for a 70-year-old. Like, my levels were not great.
Eating like a toddler?
Yeah, junk food, crap food, not eating well. Okay. And so all my like cholesterol levels, everything looked like I was probably in my 70s.
I just wanted to make sure you were eating a toddler. Like we were come in the right spot in that
Not into cannibalism, but you know, some people...
Meat is meat.
Yeah, meat is meat.
Meat is meat.
I guess.
In the right situation.
Yeah.
Donner party.
Yeah.
Survival.
Yeah.
Not condoning it for daily use, but...
No, if you're a zombie.
If you're a zombie,
so we're going to retest my levels in, I think, 3 months now, and I guarantee you those are down quite a bit. Because he said with the amount of kidney stones in there, it makes sense why your levels were the way they were.
So that's actually good news.
So good news, yeah. I actually feel really good.
There were some other health issues you were worried about that was possible, but this kind of cleared that up.
For the most part, yeah.
Yay. That's good news.
Good news indeed.
So that means Caleb's not going to be dead by the time he's 25. Well, have you hit 25 yet?
I'm 27.
27. So. God damn, I forget.
I sure hope I'm not dead by 25 because, I mean, these last couple years have been...
Back to the future that, create some... You know, some space-time continuum myths. Some alternate realities. Just go watch fucking Star Trek. You guys will figure it out. Now, with that being said, you'll be alive till 28 now.
Yeah.
At least. Unless you do something really dumb.
Which we're not going to do. No more dumb.
You hang out with me, we might do some dumb. We got some dumb coming up soon, but, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah! We'll do some dumb. Kurt's got some dumb with us. Kurt, ready to do some dumb? We all do some dumb shit every now and then. But anyway, so happy you're healthy.
Yeah.
Happy you're back. What we talked about doing today. So you guys have seen a lot of me over the years. Every year, which we've had... God damn, our first filming, I think, came out sometime in 2015. Same year we had our first clutch, 2015. Started with 1 or 2 clutches, I think, that year. Something like that. Something teeny tiny. Started filming at the same time. So a long time you've heard me talk about what I'm most excited about for pairings every year. You know, in the first year, it was probably the Killer Bee pairing, which, again, I know that's nothing exciting, but you got to go to the Wayback Machine 10 years. It was pretty exciting 10 years ago. For me, was the Killer Bee project, right? That was probably the first one, which was just a bumblebee to a pastel, which we still have the offspring of, you know, all the way up until things like the Killer Zebra Bee pairings that we were doing continually, the True Ghost pairings, you know, some of the long-term double recessive projects that, yes, we actually do work on with some, I think we have some Tofino pied stuff we're working on, some Xanthic pied stuff we're working on, some Clown Desert Ghost stuff we're working on, some of those things, you know, which we've been excited about over the years, all the way through. Some of the Blitz pairings I've been super excited about. The Hellfire project that we've been super excited about. And soon to be the Mind Flayer project that I am really fucking excited about. But that's going to take a while because that thing's still a baby. But it's doing good.
It's doing good.
So instead of me talking about what I'm excited, because I'm the one voice here that you guys hear a lot of, right? But there's really 3 voices at this point that run the day-to-day operations of Olympus. It's not just mine. It is... my voice, it is Kurt's voice, it is also Caleb's voice. And the longer Caleb has been here with us, the more important his voice has become. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's true all the way around. So with that, we thought, wouldn't it be fun to let Caleb use his voice and tell you what pairings he's most excited about for this coming year?
All right. So I'll go ahead and take over. I'm going to talk about probably 4 or 5 pairings / projects that I just kind of took a glance through to kind of refresh my memory because I have actually, I was here all last week to water and kind of take over things while Matt was on vacation. I'll be honest, I wasn't really doing anything crazy, so it's really been like 2 weeks off, and that doesn't sound like a long time, but when you live here and you're down here every day, taking 2 weeks off feels like an eternity. So I had to refresh myself on where everyone was at, what we're pairing, what we've got cooking. We've got babies that I I guessed were going to be laid today, but actually I bet it's going to be probably tomorrow. She hasn't laid them yet, but she's in that position. So pretty exciting about that. So the first project I'm going to talk about is this one right here. It's the Sentinel. Now, not just this pairing, he's also being paired to a Calico down there. Sentinel is a project that I've been looking at. It's also called Paint. I haven't been confirmed. It hasn't been confirmed whether they're the same or not. They are allelic, so I'm gonna guess they're the same. But as far as that project, I've been excited about that for quite a while now. Matt and I picked one up at a show. I think it was last year, about this time actually, when we went to a Kansas City show. We got that from Tim Simon.
We did.
Down in Wichita. And I've been in love with that thing. I'd probably take it out every feed and video and just talk about how cool this thing is and all the potential it has. So it is actually up to size now. It hasn't had any locks yet, which is kind of a bummer. But like this year, we're pairing it to a Super Pastel Lesser and to a Calico. I've seen some Calico Sentinels and how it brings out the pattern. It looks really cool. It lightens it up a little bit, but not too much because, like I said, a Sentinel is pretty dark. I'd get him out, but he's working on getting locked, and I don't want to interrupt that because I'm really trying to get some babies out of him. But that project I'm super excited for. The Super Pastel Lesser is going to be nice because, again, you're going to guarantee pastel in that project. And Lesser and some darkening jeans. And Sentinel, in a way, acts like a really darker Blitz. If you've seen a Sentinel in paint, like there are some similarities there. And Blitz and the Bell Complex do really well together. So adding this together is probably going to be pretty awesome. I'm really excited for it. So that is probably one of the bigger projects. Another one I'm looking forward to is this pairing right here, which is Bumblebee Calico, which is probably like, Caleb, that's not that exciting. Everyone and their mom can do that. And you would be right, except this pairing last year is what produced the Mind Flare, which was that really cool, either Paradox or something new, we don't know. Yeah, I can go grab it actually because I know exactly where it's at. It's a new thing that we hatched out. I don't know how to describe it, to be honest. So if this does prove out genetic, I'm going to be honest, I'm just calling it now. It is something that is new because you can't look at it and say, this is something else. Like, it's not another gene out there.
You made me get back up and step in to talk about this guy a little bit.
And I'm not saying this is a proven new gene because, again, it has a lot of qualities that you would say is a Paradox quality. But there are some things that you would say that aren't necessary. So it's still up in the air. If this proves out, then awesome. Which is why I'm pretty excited about that because that's the same pairing that produced this. So theoretically, we should maybe get one from that if it's something that can be repeatedly done.
Now, before this thing goes away, I want to point out all the white you're seeing here. I know on camera that may look like some scar tissue or chew mark. It's not. It is literally scales that are white, that are just completely devoid of any coloration, and it is down to the individual scale. So you'll see like two scales there, one there, a clump here, a clump here, a clump there. So some more on its back. When we first hatched it out, we dicked around with the name Reverse Calico because it's kind of what it looks like, but we wanted to go with something cooler sounding, so Mind Flare it was. But that's a super cool snake.
Yes, and it is a male, so we would likely, when it's up to size, throw it back to mom.
Yeah.
And probably a visual recessive that has either a kicker that's easily identifiable or none at all to single that out and see if it's recessive or if it's incomplete or whatever. Kind of work that a little more as well as get it a step ahead in a project that of whatever.
And if it is truly new, that does not mean that mom and dad are both carriers for this gene. Any mutation that comes out has to come from some genetic faux pas, and then if it's desirable, it's passed on. That's how all this kind of works.
Right.
Now, could it be that their carriers will hatch another one? Sure could.
Yeah.
Absolutely could be. But it could also be that this is the first animal that
Patient 0
carries that, and we won't know that until we breed it out. So right now we couldn't tell you if it's recessive, incomplete dominant, or anything.
Yeah.
And I don't really have a guess. My hope is incomplete dominant, I'll be honest. Just
be
because, well, the recessive has more value typically. I think if this is incomplete dominant, how badass is the super form going to look? Can we get us like a white striped snake, or what are we going to get? Because this is pretty dark too, and a lot of almost like inchy coloration in the bottom, almost some orangish I see. Mm-hmm. So if there's a super form, if this isn't the end all, that would be kind of neat too, I think.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. I'll turn it back over to you. I'll go.
So, wow, yes, that is a meh pairing for the most part. If it doesn't prove out to be in the parents, the possibilities are what makes it not meh for me. Another project I'm really excited about here, and she's ovulated, so I'm not going to get her out, but the Blackhead Mystic Yellow Belly / Spectre male being paired to a Fire Yellow Belly. So if his proves out Spectre, which I'm leaning towards it possibly proving out Spectre based on some things I've seen and read, Super Stripes, so we'd be getting into that Super Stripe project. Not just that, but I think Blackhead Mystic and Fire in that project is going to go really, really well. I've seen some Blackhead in the, I guess you would call it the freeway complex, or whatever you want to call it. That complex with all the yellow bellies and specters and all that shenanigans, right? Looks really, really well. And then you add Mystic in there, and I just think, and Fire to lighten that up, and I think it's going to be a really cool combination. And another cool super form that we can work around and play with. So I'm really excited about that as well. Another project that I think I'm in the minority in this room, which is fine. I'm really excited about getting into the lavender project. So we're going to get here the Cine. Both of these have ovulated, so he did his job. He got it done really quick, actually, which is probably to be expected because these females went early last year as well. This whole rack here, when we bought it, it was obviously empty. And so as females ovulated and laid eggs, we'd move them over here. So the ones who did the best last year are probably going to go first anyways. So to be expected, but he got the job done. Looking to add some Cine lavender stuff. Now these aren't het lav, so we'll have to have some holdbacks. But if you've seen cinnamon and you've seen black pastel put in lavender and albino and anything in that kind of family, it looks really, really cool. And so I'm really excited about that. And then dreamsicles, I really like dreamsicles. I don't think you can go wrong with dreamsicles. So excited to get into that project. And then the last project I'll talk about today that I'm excited for is probably one that flies under a lot of radars. But we are breeding Diesel to a ghost. So Diesel is the killer zebra bee. So super pastel, spider, xanthic to a ghost. We are already working the True Ghost project. Currently it's just spider double het to double het. So not only will we'll probably have a female hold back there, so that will increase our chances of hitting True Ghost, because right now we have had some really bad luck hitting that. You're going to start adding pastel to that. We did hit a spider True Ghost 2 years ago, I think it was. It didn't do well. That's how it goes. Your favorite one doesn't do well. But it looked incredible. And I had always said that, this thing would look even better with pastel. So we're going to start getting the jump on that. So those are kind of as we get towards that time of year and looking forward to the future, what I'm most excited about this year. Other than that, of those though, I would say either this one here, where we could make some maybe more mind flares, or the Sentinel projects are probably my most anticipated clutches right now.
Awesome.
No, that's good. I was going to ask if Curtis had any questions.
No.
No?
No. Now, if we do hit this, then that would prove that this is recessive. Done.
Correct.
Because we have two parents, we hit it once, could be weird.
Yeah.
We hit it again, and we're hitting in those odds,
Yeah.
then we know what's going on.
Yep.
One thing.
Okay.
I liked all your parenting choices. I
Yes.
even like this long term. Long term, this is great. Short term, this is...
Yeah, it is mad. Yeah.
That's how these projects always are. But here, you picked this one here. The Blackhead Mystic Yellow Belly Spectre, the Fire Yellow Belly.
Yeah.
I love where you're going, and I love this male, and I agree it's probably Spectre. When we bought it, we were told probably Spectre, but could be Yellow Belly. That's why we logged it that way. But I actually like its other pairing better, because it's going to the Calico Blitz down here.
Yeah.
So to get Blitz in there for me is a big deal. But obviously here we can get the Super Stripe.
Yeah.
Down there we can't get the Super Stripe. Yeah.
But I do agree. I think that'll be a phenomenal...
Yeah.
Some really cool looking babies. And another one that he actually has a third one.
He does.
He hasn't got a lock on it yet. She's been kind of finicky on getting locks, but he's also going to a blackhead. So we're going to start looking at a super blackhead. So really we're looking at two new, for us, homozygous mutations to be working with, which is really exciting because I think both those projects are going to look really awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a good male pickup. We picked him up, I think, this year.
Through a Patreon.
member.
Yeah.
We buy a lot of our snakes for Patreon members. We do an new genes.
The Banana Pie, that's a new male this year that we got from Patreon member as well. And the Super Enchi Fire Lesser as well.
Yep. It
from
was.
JoJo,
Yeah. And new stuff comes from there. All right, so then let me know what you think. Did you do a good job? We want to see more of that.
First
more
video
of these pairings.
back.
First video back.
Yeah.
You got your hair shortened.
I know. I cut it off. I feel a lot better now that that thing is out of me, not causing pain.
Yeah. Put my hat on the way. No more gallbladder issues.
No.
So you're happier camper.
I am.
That's awesome.
I am.
All right, guys.
I guess that's it.
That's it. That's all we got. We'll see y'all next time.